Hi families, it's Miss Allen and I just wanted to tell you about our new Emotion Works programme that we're rolling out across the school. You might have heard your children talking about COGS and emotions, and I wanted to give you a little bit more information about it and why we're introducing it across the school. So the idea of the COG model is developed in Scotland, and it's to help children have ownership and regulate their own behaviours and emotions. It's to help them to understand what things can trigger an emotion within us and how our body responds when we are feeling that emotion. So there are 3 different levels depending on what level your child is in, and I'll speak to you a little bit more about the COGs. So the first COG we have is the emotion COG. So this is when children are feeling happy, sad. First thing they need to do is identify what that emotion is. Okay, so naming the emotion is the most important thing. Most children can already do this, as it's something we are regularly doing in school. The next COG is the behaviours. So what behaviours do I show when I'm feeling that emotion? So it's not always negative emotions, it could be positive emotions as well. So that's something that's really important with this. So when we're feeling excited, how do we feel? We're feeling all jittery inside. Do we want to wiggle about? Those sorts of things. Then you've got the red COG, which is the body sensations. So this one is talking about if you're getting like sweaty palms, if you're feeling headache, if you're feeling like you've got a little bit of a gurgle in your tummy, you're not feeling great because you're feeling a bit nervous. That is trying to give the children a better understanding of how our body can react when we are feeling certain emotions. Next one is triggers. So that is things that encourage that emotion or trigger that emotion to start. So it could be an event, a situation. It could be if they see, like for me, if I saw a snake, I would feel lots of fear. I feel really worried. And then if I'm thinking about my body sensations, I would start to sweat and shut down emotionally, and my behaviours would be I would move away and try and get as far away as I could from that snake. And then the last one that all children will be doing is the regulation strategies. So these are things that we can do to help us calm down, to help us cheer up if we're feeling a bit overwhelmed, a bit too excited. So it's just sort of how to make you feel a bit better. Children are very good with using regulation strategies, and we use a lot of the language surrounding this already. So it's not going to be new information for the children to learn. It's just a new model. So they are the 5 COGs, which early and first level will be doing. And then once the children are secure in the COGs, we'll be talking about how they all fit together and how our emotions work. So moving through the COGs, they will be building that up. And then if there are ever any situations where they're feeling overwhelmed or their emotions have triggered these responses within their body and their behaviour, we can use these to help them talk through what the situation was and how we can use our regulation strategies to get us back feeling at a calm state. The primary 5s and 6s will be adding in the intensity COG. So they are using a 6 COG model. So it's talking about the body sensations and our emotions and how strong they are. This is something that I know we've used quite a lot across the school. Like we'll say, is it a lion problem or a hamster problem? So this is something that most of the children are confident already using. And then our last one is influences. So this would be what the primary 7 that adds into their one. So that one is looking at how the influences might trigger certain behaviours. So it could be outside influences. It could mean that if they are doing a sport and they're doing really well at it and then they suddenly don't do well, that could be an influence that they are used to doing well within their sports and then don't. So these are all the sort of things going on in the background, and it being the final cog, which is why it is with primary 7. So that's Emotion Works essentially. We will be sending home a parent information leaflet, but it's just if you hear your children talking about cogs or talking about emotion cogs or Emotion Works, you know a little bit what we're talking about. If you ever need any help or anything, you know where we are, and see you soon.